If you were teaching an English student the alphabet, would you teach them like this? No. There's a specific order for the recitation of the alphabet. And if you say it a different way, it sounds wrong. The same is true for English sentences. A typical English sentence, we'll call it an active English sentence, is ordered like this. Subject, person, place, or thing, does an action, and very often its actions affect the object, another person, place, or thing. Subject, verb, object. This order might seem obvious, but in many languages, sentence order is not fixed, but it is in English. What if we started the sentence with the object and ended it with the subject? It doesn't work. Let's try an example. The mouse ate the cheese. Sounds right. But what about the cheese ate the mouse? No, that doesn't make any sense. But you can say the cheese was eaten by the mouse. This is a passive sentence. Let's look at the structure of both active and passive sentences. An active sentence starts with an active subject, a verb, and then an object, a thief stole my car. A passive sentence starts with the object, my car was stolen by a thief. Let's look at another example. The boss gave Bob a bonus. Active subject, verb, indirect object, direct object. The direct object, in this case a bonus, usually answers the question whom or what, and the indirect object, in this case Bob, answers to whom or for what. There are two possible passive sentences we can make from this sentence. First, we can start with the direct object. A bonus was given to Bob. We can also start this with the indirect object. Bob was given a bonus. So in passive sentences, both the direct object and the indirect object can become the passive subject. And in both passive sentences, the active subject, in this case the boss, can be omitted. We'll see why when we learn the function of passive sentences. So once again, a passive sentence is a passive subject plus be in the appropriate form plus the past participle. The passive subject can be the direct or the indirect object. We know what past participle means. It's the third form of the verb. But what does be in the appropriate form mean? Let's find out. The farmer grows vegetables. Grows is present simple. So if we make a passive sentence, starting with the object, vegetables, be will be in the present simple form, just like the original verb. And the verb, grow, becomes the past participle, grown. Vegetables are grown by the farmer. This is true for all simple tenses, present, past, and future. The be of the passive sentence takes on the tense of the original verb. Is, present, was, past, or will be, future. And the main verb becomes the past participle, grown. Continuous sentences can also be made passive. The pilot is flying the plane. The plane is being flown by the pilot. In continuous sentences, the be takes the form being. And again, the main verb always becomes the past participle, flown. This is true for all continuous sentences. be becomes being, and flying becomes flown, the past participle. And lastly, perfect sentences can also be made passive. The boy has eaten the pizza becomes the pizza has been eaten by the boy. In present perfect, past perfect, and future perfect passive sentences, be takes the form of been. Be sure to download our study guide beneath the video so you will know how to change all of these tenses into passive. Let's move on to the functions of passive sentences. It seems like a lot of work just to start the sentence with the object, but there are 4 reasons we do it. First, my car has been stolen by a thief. Do I know who the thief is? Probably not. When the active subject is unknown, we use a passive sentence. In fact, we can even leave the active subject out of the sentence. My car has been stolen. I don't know who did it, so I can't name them. Now you try one. What if you walked into your office early in the morning and saw the light on? How could you make a passive sentence? The light has been left on. You don't know who did it, so you don't need to say by someone. Second, to congratulate Bob for his top sales, someone gave him a reward. Someone gave him a bonus, and someone gave him a day off. Do we know who? Of course we do. Here, the active subject is obvious. Bob was given a reward for top sales by the boss. When the active subject is obvious, we don't need to state it. We simply make the sentence passive and leave off the active subject. Your turn. The mechanic rotated the tires. Can you make this sentence without saying the mechanic? Because it's obvious. The tires were rotated. We know who did it, and so we don't need to state it. Ooh, what do we have here? We have some Oregon Pinot Noir. We have some Chardonnay from Moravia. And a rosé from where? Rosé is produced in Provence. By whom? Wine producers? Actually, in this sentence, the active subject, the wine producers, is not important. Or at least it's less important than the object or the action. We use passive sentences when the active subject is less important than the object or the action. Why don't you try one? What are the origins of iPods? iPods are designed in California, and they are assembled in China. The iPods, the actions, and the locations are what's important. But we are not talking about the actual person who designed or assembled them. And lastly, the coffee machine was left on all night again. Do I know who the active subject is? Well, I only live with one roommate. And the toilet seat was left up again. Yep, I know who to blame. But if I want to avoid overtly blaming my roommate, I can use a passive sentence. It states the situation without calling out the active doer. Your turn. My roommate said he'd do the dishes, but the dishes haven't been cleaned yet. I know who was supposed to do them, but I'm avoiding overt blame by using the passive. Take an active leap into your future and come teach with us. Visit thelanguagehouse.net for more information.